didn't happen overnight, and it wasn't luck. While the world was busy fighting visible wars, one nation was quietly playing a completely different game. A game so subtle that most people never even realized it was happening. And by the time they did, it was already too late. At the beginning of the 20th century, the United States was not the world's dominant power. Europe controlled global politics. Empires stretched across continents. And America was still finding its place. But beneath the surface, something was changing. Something strategic, something deliberate. World War I erupted, and while Europe burned, America waited, watching, calculating. Then, at the perfect moment, it stepped in, not just as a fighter, but as a supplier. Weapons, loans, resources. And when the war ended, Europe was in debt. But America was rich. Then came the Great Depression, a crisis so massive it shook the entire world. Many nations collapsed under pressure, but the United States adapted. It restructured, rebuilt, and most importantly, learned how to control its economy in ways others couldn't. But the real turning point was World War II. While cities across Europe and Asia were reduced to rubble, the American mainland remained untouched. Its factories kept running, its production skyrocketed. And when the war ended, the United States didn't just win. It stood alone at the top, economically, militarily, and politically. But here's where the real strategy begins. Instead of conquering land, America did something smarter. It built influence. Through the Marshall Plan, billions of dollars flowed into rebuilding Europe. But this wasn't just generosity, it was control. Nations rebuilt with American money often followed American rules. At the same time, a new kind of war began, the Cold War. Not fought with direct battles, but with ideology, technology, and influence. The United States didn't just fight the Soviet Union, it competed for the future of the world itself. It created alliances like NATO, placing military power across continents. It invested heavily in science, leading to breakthroughs in space, computing, and communication. It spread its culture, movies, music, brands, embedding itself into everyday life across the globe. And then, the dollar. Perhaps the most powerful weapon of all, by making the US dollar the world's reserve currency. America gained a level of control that no empire before had ever achieved. Global trade, global finance, all began to orbit around one center. But the strategy didn't stop there. Even in modern times, the influence continues. Through technology companies, global media, military bases, and economic systems, the United States remains deeply embedded in how the world functions. So here's the question. Was this rise inevitable? Or was it one of the most carefully executed strategies in human history? Because if you look closely, this wasn't just about power. It was about control without conquest. And that is what truly made the United States a superpower.